all right. Hello, my roller derby friends. It is Kate Silver here with
With Blade.
Yay! And we are excited and also joined in our producer booth by Tally to bring you this game in the Open Division. Returning to the Open Division, Team Pennsylvania taking on Trans Rollers United. So last night, Team Pennsylvania played B-side, lost to B-side, and Trans Rollers United played. Who did they play last night?
The villain era,
The villain
I believe.
era, yeah. They felt the villain era. So
I think villain era was definitely in their villain era last night.
they were 100%.
Like, definitely living up to their.
They're 100% in their
name.
villain era. They were full gremlins. Just. Sorry, I also like gremlin era because I'm perpetually in my gremlin era. So this is for going ahead and getting into the open bracket constellation. And we're going to go ahead and give you some rosters.
How about that? For skating for Team Pennsylvania, we have number 101, Tree, 12, Zora, 172, Jackson, 1760, Biohazard, 273, Euler, 282, Dash Ketchum, 30, Omricker, 352, Olive, 47, Mike Honcho, 5, Hurricane Heather, 55, Nemesis, 666, Lolly Riot, 82, Starstruck, 83, Gritton Barrett, 84, Phoenix, and they are rounded up by number 9, Pit Bulldozer.
And skating for Trans Rollers United, it is 11010, The Antichrist, 11, Samwise Banshee, 116, Ursa Mamer, 24, Shiv, 30, Trauma, 386, Jamelto, 39, Evie, 420, Harry Jane, 422, NBD, 66, Booty Fett, 7, Bold Move Buttons, 79, RIPLE, Ripley, 8, Sharpie, Markham, 8-9, Arrakis, and 9, Griever. All
And
right.
just for the record, Trauma's name does have a question mark at the end, so anytime we announce Trauma, it's not because we're confused. It's literally because they have asked us to.
Yeah.
They said in the announcement notes, Trauma, like a question, and I am here for it.
I absolutely love that kind of name where you're like, trauma? It's like, it's like when you go and someone's like, what happened to you? And you're like, shrug emoji, trauma?
Or it's kind of like, trauma? What trauma? I eat trauma for breakfast. Not the person, like the actual.
Yeah, I mean, if you eat trauma for breakfast, like, I mean, there's many people named Trauma, but there's, a few notable traumas, right? One of them is childhood.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm
Just one?
Just inflict. Sorry for inflicting psychic damage on everybody on the stream, but we're gonna get started here. Hit us up in the chat if you're here. I don't have to tell you the URL. You know where you are. You know what you're watching. We're gonna go ahead and get started here. Got a lot of great folks in the chat. Has been popping off all day. Was just producing the last call. Folks in the JRD Louisiana game. Really fun game there.
Yes, keep the comments going in the chat. We love to see you interacting with us, and we love to answer your questions if you have any. But for now, let's get to the game. First jam, we have Zora for Pennsylvania versus Sharpie Markham for Trans Rollers United.
And Zora finds a lane on the inside, lead jammer for Team Pennsylvania.
Sharpie Markham opting to remove that star, plotting their next move, but it looks like the confusion was enough to get that initial pass for Trans Rollers United.
Zora just able to eke by there, backwards on one foot, gets the full 4, and draws first blood for Team Pennsylvania. On the line now, we got Arrakis going up against, I believe that is Starstruck. My eyes do not, are hard. I'm looking at it live. You can't really see on the stream, but yes, I believe that's Arrakis versus Starstruck. I am correct. Yay, my eyes. 89 versus 82. And with the quickness, Starstruck getting out first. Lead for Pennsylvania. Arrakis on the outside takes a huge hit there
Just
from
absorbing
Mueller.
that
Yeah.
hit. It looked like, oh no,
No,
the
no,
jam rack.
no pass.
Oh,
Up.
yep.
Oh, it does no
There
pass.
is
No
so much
penalty.
confusion.
There's a lot of confusion that's off track. Looks like Arrakis was sent to the box.
They weren't quite sure if it was a no pass, no point or a
Yes.
cut track, but it looks like the cut track will be assessed 30 seconds. We will have ourselves not a power jam because Starstruck is our lead jammer of record. Arrakis settling in that jammer suite in our Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box.
Starstruck taking a beat to reset. Decides to call it off and freeze Arrakis in the belly box. Arrakis.
It'll be definitely less than 10 seconds as Arrakis was already standing at the conclusion of that jam, so a brief power start goes to Pennsylvania.
Ooh.
We'd like to give a shout out to 187 Killer Pads, 888 Poster Giant, and Louisiana's Cajun Bayou, our royal sponsors of this Y'all Stars 2025.
Skating now, we have Olive for Team Pennsylvania. Gets out very quickly. Arrakis now back in the mix. Arrakis finding not much room. Finds a lane on the outside though. Olive wants to beat in the front.
Unfortunately, enough time for Trans Rollers United to get a formation in front, but it does look like all 4 points will be picked up on that scoring pass. Arrakis will not have the opportunity to score this time, but looks like they are just conferring with Nomad, the jam ref, about the confusion of the call.
Good to know what happened, what was happening here? Was I out? Was I in? What
But
sin
usually they won't tell you.
What sin did I commit?
How could you?
On the line now we have Una Wrecker going against Trauma. Una Wrecker gets
Who
out.
is
Oh
that?
no, a track cut, but Trauma getting out first. I'm never not going to say
Who
it
is
like
our
that.
lead jammer?
Trauma? Okay.
Here we go.
Yes, it took a little time to call that. That's the first lead jam
Yes,
for TRU.
and it'll likely be their first points on the board in this jam number 4. Yep, 4 in the pocket for Trauma.
Pack now moving way backwards and just they got a goat back there. TRU does as Trauma goes and pushes it at the front of this pack. Hugely drawn out pack all the way from turn 2 to turn 3, and they try to ice Una Wrecker in the box, call it off right away, but sprung right away.
That's an excellent strategy by Trans Rollers, moving the pack back a little bit and limiting the trip around the track for
Yeah.
the scoring pass for Trauma.
I like that strategy.
I do too, and I bet the jammers like it too because you know what?
I know it's a long way to go. It's about 108 meters. I'm making that up. Back on the action, Zora.
Don't make me do math.
Yeah, Zora back in the mix, going up against Nat Attack. Zora gets lead jam for the second time in a row.
That's Hurricane Heather there with last line of defense popping out. Nat Attack. Zora back in the pack, finds a wide open outside lane, outruns the pivot for Trans Rollers United and puts 4 more on the board.
Nat Attack still trying to find this initial, has the hat off. As Zora comes back around, finds a nice little line. Ooh, backwards, forwards, backwards. One to beat in the front, the pivot. Beats him. Really nice job.
Some fancy footwork on that outside line enables Zora to get through, and looks like we do have a pass of the star cover, so that'll be Bold Move Buttons, our new jammer of record. And it doesn't look like Zora will give them the opportunity to score. Pennsylvania picking up 12 points in that jam, bringing them up to 27. Trans Rollers United still holding strong at 8.
Want to take a shout out right now, give a shout out at one of our sponsors, 187 Pads, 187, often imitated, never duplicated, 187 Pads. Also shout out to our penalty box sponsor, the Hampton Inn and Suites, where there are breakfasts galore, so continental, you could call it Hegel. Back on the line is Starstruck going against Jamelto. I'm sorry I said
I had
that.
to pause for a moment. I'm like, is this jam started? But it was just one of those really slow starts. I think
Yes.
everybody just had a little lapse of like, oh wait, oh yeah, we're here to do stuff.
We're here to use that. Starstruck on the line. Oh, nice. Avoids a nice hit there.
Jamelto getting caught up between, is that Jackson? We've got Gritton Barrett.
Yeah, I can't see exactly,
and
but
Tree in there as well, being a force to be reckoned with. Pennsylvania losing 1 to the penalty box for a forearm penalty that will be, Phoenix.
Starstruck down on the back of Jamelto and Mamer. Oh, that's a nice little spin move on that inside. Oh, 1 to beat in the front, and a penalty going to send someone critical to the box, and I think it's Starstruck.
Indeed it was. It looks like...
No, Starstruck is... Oh, wait, hold on. There's still some pointing happening. Okay, let's see. It seems like Jamelto went to the box. I thought Starstruck went to the box, but Angus, the jam ref, was still pointing to Starstruck.
Yeah, that looked like Euler trying to do the run back on on Jamelto, and indeed was successful. If the scoreboard is correct.
So Starstruck now in the mix, trying to work on another scoring pass. Jamelto now released from the box. Jamelto coming in.
Starstruck getting recycled to that outside by Jackson. Luckily, the pivot ready and waiting to offer some assistance if needed.
Jamelto gets deposited to the outside as the jam comes to a conclusion. No points on the jam for TRU. 4 points for Team Pennsylvania.
Step into action with Rydell roller skates, where passion meets performance. Trusted by skaters for generations, Rydell combines classic craftsmanship with cutting-edge design. Discover your perfect pair now at roller.rydellskates.com. Rydell, built for Derby, made for you.
Okay, on the line now for Transworld United, Sharpie Markham, and for Team Pennsylvania, Olive. Both of these jammers having one turn with the star so far today. Olive, or Sharpie.
Starting to get stretched out as we come around turn number 2. Sharpie Markham with 2 left feet now has lead advantage going to Transrollers United.
First time Sharpie's gotten the lead today.
And that star staff strategy does get the cover out for Pennsylvania. That will potentially limit the scoring passes in this round. Indeed it will. It will be 2 points picked up by Transroller United, bringing them up to a nice double-digit 10.
Nice job there.
We'd like to give a shout-out to 888, elevating Derby standards with cutting-edge technology. 888. Got one in the box for Transrollers United, so slight pack advantage going to Pennsylvania.
Arrakis back on the line, going up against Omrecker, same pair we had earlier in the jam. A nice toe stopper on the outside line by Omrecker.
And it looks like the star stash will get Arrakis free of that pack with the initial. Omrecker now coming in, collecting points 1 by 1. We'll see if they get all 4. Indeed they do. 4 more on the board. Looks like Harry James still serving the remaining seconds in that Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box. But they are ready to get back to the action and join their friends.
So no one really running away with this game just yet. It's been a bit of a back and forth leads.
Yeah, it seems like each team is starting to pick up on each other's strategies as the game progresses.
Zora's on the line against, who is it? Who for TRU is skating?
Is it Trauma?
Trauma? It's like someone in a murder mystery, you know? Who did this? It couldn't be me. Could be my trauma.
A quick scoring pass and called off. I think that's going to be the name of the game today, getting those stars out quickly and then hit it and quit it jams.
And this is a fast game, Blade. I mean, you could feel it in the venue. I mean, it's everyone's going so fast. There's like a really high energy. You can feel the wind off the track on the dais.
I can feel the breeze in my hair.
I
And
know.
It's also kicking up a lot of dust too. It's actually kind of gross
I
in here.
know.
You cannot see it on the stream, but oh.
I know. If you want the full experience, start a fan in your home and like get some chalk in it. Then you get some of the
Or
same
maybe
experience.
go get your vacuum and just open up that bag and take a
Lord.
It might not be that bad, but you'll get the idea. Starstruck, our jammer of record for Pennsylvania, and Ursa Mamer will be our lead jammer of record.
First time we've seen Ursa Mamer with the star today, and you know they're doing a great job. Got the lead and keeping this going. Ursa just going through quickly. See if they're able to put any on the board. Yeah, all 4 on the board. Yeah, nice job.
Excellent work there. And we'd also like to give a shout out to Currency Bank. At Currency Bank, we create meaningful partnerships with our clients built on strong personal relationships, core values, and the right combination of the latest proven technology and personalized service. It's not just good for business, it's who we are. Oh, it's who they are. Currency Bank.
We are speaking as the bank, so it's who we are. Olive going up against Jamelto. I love the name Jamelto. I'm not going to lie. It brings me such pleasure.
I do giggle a little bit every time I see it.
So
Both
good.
jammers stuck, but it looks like Olive might be getting free. Yes.
Olive just boiling over blocker in the front there. Jamelto not finding much room there in the middle.
Trying not to go too close to those outside lines, as tempting as they might be, but that's how you get knocked out and run back, and nobody likes to waste the extra energy.
Olive just getting kind of laid out there in the middle by Evie, although it ended up landing inbounds and went ahead and get all 4 points on that pass. This is a Chrissy Crash timeout. It's an official timeout. Shout out to Chrissy Crash. Crash Course helps busy roller derby athletes to increase strength, conquer self-doubt, and create the habits of high-performing all-stars. Also, there's a replay, so we're going to talk about the replay and then do the rest of the sponsor read. So this is that point in which Jamelto is pushing out that pack. Back to the read. Crash Course helps busy roller derby athletes to increase strength, conquer self-doubt, and create the habits of high performers to become all-stars and MVPs on the track and life. Want to make 2-minute jams feel easy? Visit crazycrash.com, almost said .org, to learn more. Life is a contact sport. Win! Also want to tell you who your officials are for this game. Your NSOs are Eggs, Geonitter, Sinoman, Ivana Rage, Sadie Masochist, Dexter, Psylocke, and Dictator. Your skating officials for this game are Mad Jack Churchkill, Kilobyte, Colonel Angus, Nomad, Sven DeVore, Yulnetta Rehab, General Relativity, and Alaska Blastia.
Looks like we're just in this official timeout to do some track maintenance and the officials discussing some happenings of the last jam, if I were to hazard a guess. But that rolling whistle is usually a good sign. We're about to get back to it. Looks like Ohmwrecker taking the line for Pennsylvania. Cannot quite see the Trans Rollers jammer. They're neatly tucked away in that jumble of bodies. Got Trans Roller blocker at the front of that pack, setting up, making sure it's not an easy pass. That would be Sharpie Markham donning the quote-unquote star for Trans Rollers United.
Oh, dang.
Huge hit out by Jackson on the pivot.
That's Evie, yeah.
Indeed it is.
And it looks like, oh, not a power jam. Sharpie Markham now pushing out for a big rollback there by NBD. Oh, I just understood that name as I said it.
I see what they did there.
I see what you did there.
Oh, and it looks like Pennsylvania losing an additional blocker. But unfortunately, the seats in the Hampton Inn Suites penalty box currently have no vacancies. So that that blocker will have to remain on the track until there is a spot freed.
It was a penalty parade. They were there for the Continental Breakfast. They were told that Spinoza would be there. I'm going to keep on making Continental philosophy jokes until someone in the chat tells me not to. Anyway, this is an official review being taken.
Would you really take people's advice in the chat, though?
I'm not going to listen to anything you say.
We have the microphone and you don't.
Wahahaha. Team Pennsylvania also doesn't like the unlimited power given to the referees. They're going to challenge this and usurp some. I'm going to stop saying these things, otherwise I'm going to get in trouble. So they're taking a break. This is a Chrissy Crash timeout. We're also going to shout out some of our other sponsors. Poster Giant, big thanks to Poster Giant, from wild posting and guerrilla marketing to digital campaigns. Poster Giant makes your message stand out. You need to get the word out for your next big event. Visit postergiant.net today and let them take your promotion to the next level.
Oh, and don't forget 888 and 187 are teaming up for a gift card giveaway. $500 giveaway to be exact. You can win $500 to spend on all your favorites: gear, bags, helmets, and more. And the best part is you don't even have to be at the tournament to win. So you can enter to win now at tinyurl.com/y'allstarsgiveaway.
So just pulling some stats here from Tally. Thank you, Tally. And so there's only been 3 jams that TRU's scored in so far. And those points were, they're following some math facts, kind of a doubling progression. So Sharpie with 2, Ursa with 4, and Trauma with 8. Trauma with 8.
With 8?
8?
I feel like everything needs to be a question with Trauma now.
8? There's no declaration. So it looks like the official review is coming to a close. Mad Jack Churchill pulling the captains back in. And once it is explained, we should have some clarification on the house mic.
And if not, we can get those details to you as soon as possible, but likely during halftime.
282 on Pennsylvania. They're pivoting. They tend not to give up any points. That whatever that defensive line is seems to be pretty strong.
So fun stats. So 282 Dash Ketchum on Pennsylvania doing some really nice point protection. So nice point protection facts. It's kind of cold in the venue. There's someone in the frame of the thing you see wearing a blanket. That is the vibe today. It is blanket Saturday, Snuggie Saturday. That's a better thing to say.
No, there's something about this venue. Like, you step outside of the auditorium, even in the hallways, and the temperature increases, and then it's not as much of a shock when you go outside. It's not like Vegas where you go outside and you're suddenly like blindsided by heat.
So we're getting some facts now from Angus. So it looks like that TRU is looking for an insubordination call on one of the Pennsylvania blockers, and they did not get it.
I believe it would be on the pivot number 84, Phoenix, as they did not leave the track immediately, because you do have to report to the penalty box even though the 2 seats are occupied.
Yes.
To at least acknowledge your penalty and check in, say,
Hi.
Okay, I'm here, but I'll be back. Arrakis donning the star with only 2 to beat on the track, and does so as one of those seats empties up in our Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box. That'll be a lone blocker for Pennsylvania.
And a power jam now as Zora's going to the box. Arrakis 2 for 3 in the game so far, and this is the first power jam? No, I don't think it's the first. This is the first power jam Power jam? This is the first power jam for Trans Rollers United. People in the chat saying, I'm going to be traumatized by that trauma pronunciation. Yeah, I mean, us too.
But you know what? We have to abide by the skater's wishes, and in the announcer notes, they say it's like a question.
We could also have different question inflections, I suppose. Trauma, perhaps.
Possibly, we can possibly change the inflection.
We'll mix it up to make it a little less traumatizing.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
I always find it funny when there's 3 blockers in the penalty box, and that lone blocker always seems so terrified. And I'm like, no, you hold all the power, because if they knock you down, there goes the pack.
That's true. Literally a destruction.
Literally.
So,
I don't know who's jamming right now.
Could it be Trauma, perhaps, going up against
Perhaps.
Euler?
And Euler hopping on one toe on the outside line. That is not an easy feat to accomplish. Nevertheless, they are out with the initial, but not quite quick enough to get any points on the board. Trans rollers possibly picking up points. Looks like jam refs conferring. We'll get the results momentarily. Yes, Nomad putting up the rock and roll sign. That means 2 points going to Trans Rollers, bringing them up to 24.
This is the first time that Trans Rollers have had 2 consecutive leads in a row. Fun fact. Nat Attack going up against Olive. Ooh, and Nat Attack, sorry, Olive just kind of emerged, just kind of popped out of that pack. Really
It's funny how like you have a jumble of bodies and then suddenly somebody just shoots right out and you're like, oh, that's probably the jammer.
I know, it's a fun thing to see.
There's a Shiv with the knockout and bridge back the long way for Olive.
Multiplayer box sends 101. That's Tree to the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box.
You can see just how hard these jammers are working. Oh, Shiv knocking Olive into a blocker out of play, but it looks like it'll be a forearm call on Olive, reporting to that jammer suite in our penalty box.
Star pass by TRU to number 7. That is Bold Move Buttons.
So we will go the full 2 minutes, even though there's 1 minute remaining of this jam. Pack now sitting up on the far straightaway. Bold Move Buttons, just one couple left to beat in the pack. I see number 44 there. I can't quite tell their number, but Trans Rollers are well positioned to give some assistance if needed.
Jam comes to its 2 minute conclusion. We are. Ooh, oh, nope.
Looks like we have a skater down.
Yep.
That'll give us a chance to talk about all of our sponsors. 187 Killer Pads, worn by the most pros in the world. If you skate, you know why. And for 888, the deep cover helmet from 888, low profile, the best fit options, and the most certifications. 888, we've got you covered.
All right, we're back here. Skater got up of their own accord, skated off the track, so love to see it. Big thank you to everybody here down in Thibodaux, our volunteers, our medics, our announcers, our officials, everybody who's making this thing work. The 3rd annual 2025 Y'all Stars Southern Skate Showdown.
All right, looks like we are about ready to get back to the action. Omricker donning the star for Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania in the light uniforms and Trans Rollers United in the dark uniforms, if that wasn't clear. It's not always easy to tell, especially if you're watching on your phone.
Yeah, or if you just tuned in. If you just tuned in, welcome. If you've been watching, welcome back.
Or we're sorry. For the trauma?
For the trauma.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Umrecker and Sharpie Markham. And Pack just at a standstill here between the jammer and pivot line until Umrecker gets knocked back, drugged back way by NBD. And Sharpie Markham, nice little move on the outside, avoid some hits, lead jammer for TRU.
Omarker getting free. That was Evie trying to get up to get that last piece being that last line of defense, but Pennsylvania was good to keep Evie at bay, allowing Omarker to get free. No points awarded to Pennsylvania, and Jam Ref just conferring with the outside pack refs.
And here's that drag back by NBD, and at the same time, you can see Sharpie Markham getting lead. Sharpie Markham's gotten lead every time they've gone out. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Tally. I appreciate that tidbit of information.
Heading into jam number 17, we're going to see Arrakis versus Zora. Arrakis was quick to get to the top of that pack. The quick knockout, but no bridge back by Team Pennsylvania. Just a fearsome 3-wall. Zora trying to find room on that outside, but the cluster of bodies not making it easy, and it looks like they will be possibly a
track cut on Zora. So Zora going back to the box, was in the box in the last jam as well.
That'll be Arrakis getting lead advantage, getting past that last line of defense. Our pack setting up comfortably around turn number 2.
And nice job by Trans Rollers United to get a goat here around between turns 1 and 2.
Yep, taking control of that pack definition, trying to make it an easier pass for Arrakis, but unfortunately the separation of bodies means that they do have to adjust and get back towards the pack. It's like Pennsylvania losing another blocker to our Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box.
And a back block here by the pivot. Now just
it's like a revolving door of penalties, and we do have a nice little star pass here. Starstruck, our new jammer of record. Arrakis calling it off, but I don't think it was. Oh, it was in time. A 0-0 pass for that jam. Trans Rollers picking up 4.
Really nice job there. I mean, there was a bit of a penalty kill there by Team Pennsylvania. Trans Rollers had the goat, but they still had to go ahead and come back together.
That goat was feisty.
I know. That goat surely bought its way out. I'll work on the pun. Sorry, that was bad.
Crash course, timeout. Ready to make 2-minute jams feel easy? Tired of second-guessing your training routine? Want to feel more confident when you step on the track? Then Crash Course is for you. They turn skaters into MVPs. Start a Crash Course today. In 4 weeks, you'll be less tired at the end of a 2-minute jam. In 8 weeks, your footwork will get better, get you to the line faster. And in 12 weeks, you'll be the skater that everyone wants in their pack. Life is a contact sport. Win.
Crash Course.
If you think about the timing, if you're on a national team and started your Crash Course training right now, you would be so prepared for World Cup.
Truly.
It's something to consider.
You would have more than enough time. The World Cup's in July, so...
Yeah, that's an additional 4 weeks. Like, Chrissy didn't give us the info on what you can do at 16 weeks.
At 16...
20 weeks?
At 16 weeks...
Is that when you get to Team USA?
That's when you get to Team USA.
Absolutely.
At 20 weeks, you will emerge to a higher level of consciousness.
Yeah. You'll
just be a ball of energy. Speaking of ball of energy, on the track we got Euler going against Jamelto.
We've got a slight pack advantage for Trans Rollers United. Pennsylvania with 2 in the box. Trans Rollers with 1, and Jamelto will be our lead jammer of record. Euler taking out that star, and it will be passed. New jammer is going to be Dash Ketchum. Dash now dashing their way around the track, but it's not going to be allowed to score any points in this jam. Not this time.
So we got a replay on this. Just on that initial nice move there.
Some nice jammer blocking there. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it did get the job done.
Shout out that hit out from Evie. Speaking of Evie, Ridiculous Fun in the chat goes, anytime I get to see Trauma and Evie, it's going to have some good moments. I agree. Speaking of Trauma, they've retaken attack.
Oh my. That looked like defying the laws of gravity for a moment. Like,
I loved it.
Hopping forward and
on two toes, and then but then couldn't stay balanced. Hands
usually
went,
you see that like sideways or backwards, definitely not forwards. That's not something that I feel.
It was very cool. I mean, it was a kind of hop forward.
I don't know if it was intentional, but hey, it worked.
It looked cool too. Trauma posters packets calls it off for Olive, able to put any points on the board.
Pennsylvania sitting at 50 points. Trans Rollers at 39, and we still got 7.5 minutes left in this first half. Of course, we are into our full-length game, so we will have our 30-minute halves and a nice 10 to 15-minute halftime, depending on scheduling. But it's less than the 5 minutes.
So fun facts here, looking at Tally's stat sheet.
Tallies.
So Transworld United are on a 17-3 run in the last 8 jams.
Nat Attack donning the star for Trans Rollers United. Ohmwrecker is out first with lead. Nat Attack taking off that star. Eevee positioning themselves strategically, ready and waiting for a star pass if required, but Nat Attack getting bumped to that outfield. You must be upright inbounds and in play for a successful star pass to occur. Eevee still poised, and it looks like will have the star in hand. One left to beat along the straightaway, but Eevee is not phased one bit. Just does a little twirl around that offense and is ready to get into that pack.
Eevee doing a really good job just coming in with the quickness to force the call off. Not able to eke out any points, but it does help Pennsylvania. Does stem any kind of Pennsylvania comeback from really happening.
Ref almost stopped.
Edict also in the chat going nom 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 at the differential. Also trying to workshop a goat pun, saying the goat bashed back. Haha. Zora on the line going against Sharpie Markham. Remember, Sharpie was full on those, had 100% lead, and as the announcer's curse will have it, that fell real quick as Zora gets lead jam.
If I remember correctly, Zora did have quite a few lead jams in the game last night versus, who was it?
It was the B-side,
yes,
yeah.
B-side. So, which was not an easy feat to accomplish. B-side was definitely here to show why they are the two-time defending champions. But Pennsylvania, towards the end, did start to adapt and pick up on their tricks.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that was a game that was dominated by B-side, but Pennsylvania put up incredibly good fight. They've got a lot of versatile players as well. Up on the line, we got Arrakis going against Starstruck. Both of these kind of space property names, which I kind of love. Arrakis with the spice goes ahead and gets lead jammers. Meanwhile, Starstruck taking a seat in the box.
Would it be the Arrakis of death?
Hey.
Looks like another blocker from Pennsylvania going to join Starstruck in that Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box for a cut track penalty.
Eevee really rushing this pack up, does a great job getting it moving. And
Rockets just absorbing that last hit from Nemesis. Nemesis not being Arrakis' nemesis in this jam anyway.
Definitely not a Harkonnen.
Starstruck now with fresh legs, ready to get back into the fray as Arrakis puts up another full 4-point scoring pass, bringing this game to a single scoring pass difference. So get your beverages ready because you might need to hydrate. No, you will need to hydrate.
Oh, and that pass from Dash Ketchum, not able to dash quickly enough to get any points on the board. I do not think. Here's the replay here of that rushing the pack, that great offense on the inside by Eevee, and getting that pack going for Arrakis to be able to pick up those points, and that incredible hanging on one skate. I love that. Oh, so
looks like jam refs are still discussing the happenings in the last jam. Nomad wanting to make sure that the points are accurately awarded, and it will be 14 points, but it brings us to a 1-point game.
1-point game. Not
Ooh.
tied yet, Fox. Not tied yet. They're gay. And we're zooming in. There's a cat in the hat. That was Wax said the cat in the hat.
There were so many Dr. Seuss things
Yeah.
today, but it's all just Lox because Lox was dressed as a Lorax earlier. I think this is a theme today is Dr. Seuss. And I am here for it.
I'm impressed by the awareness by the cat in the hat. There's no jumbotron or something, so you don't know if you're on the stream. So
Unless you could be watching on your phone.
you could be watching on your phone.
I mean,
But they look like they're holding the sign. There's no phone.
I definitely don't have my phone right here as I announce. And Trauma now will be our lead jammer. Zora stuck in that pack. Still trying to get through, but Trans Roller's not going to make it an easy initial pass. Trauma now in and collecting points one by one, and we'll call it off. Full 4 points awarded, and that will give Trans Rollers United a lead change.
Drink them if you have them, folks. I'm drinking water.
I'm drinking Gatorade.
Ooh, you can drink whatever you want. No judgment.
It's your life. I can't tell you what to do. So we've got just over 2.5 minutes left in this first period. I don't know. I'm excited for the second half of this game. I bet both teams are going to go away and have some inspiring AF speeches.
Yeah,
in that locker room.
seriously. Olive now taking the start and getting lead jam up against Jamelcho. Jamelcho out of the pack with the quickness. Pack comes rushing up over to the far straightaway.
Looks like a cut track penalty being assessed to one of the blockers. Oh, that will be Evie reporting to the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box. Olive taking the opportunity to call that one off.
Let's see how the points shake out here. Oh my gosh, Olive getting 4 more, so another lead change.
All right, you know what that means, y'all.
Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
Hydrate or die. I mean, that's not a threat. You
No,
actually will.
it's a fact.
That's like
literally,
a physical.
literally hydrate or die. Your body is 75% water or whatever that stat is. I'm not a biomedical professional.
We're basically just house plants with feelings.
I will 100% just go outside to get some sun. Speaking of sun, Wrecker harshing the vibe, getting lead jammer for Team Pennsylvania.
Ursa Mamer getting past the last line of defense from Pennsylvania, but nice little bop out there. Looks like Lolly Riot will be knocking out and bridging back Ursa Mamer the long way. Trans Rollers losing a second blocker to that penalty box as they regain Evie. Evie ready and waiting to get a piece of Wrecker. Wrecker just kind of hopping around. Seems pretty unfazed. Seems fairly calm about the whole thing.
Yes. Star pass here to Evie now. Nice job avoiding anybody at the top as Wrecker, gets bumped to the outside there by Ursa, the erstwhile jammer of that jam.
Huge jam for Pennsylvania, taking back that lead by 12 points. Looks like we are going to have time for one more jam in this first half.
And that 12 points, that's 10 points. I think there was 12 and then they got revoked. So
It's the announcer's curse.
Yes.
As soon as we announce the score, they change it on us. I think they do it on purpose.
They just do it to ensure that you can second guess your math skills.
Oh, I never trust my math skills. Olive with a star, but it'll be Sharpie Markham running up that inside line and looking for some cheers from the crowd to get them going. Olive getting knocked out, and it looks like NDB trying to do the bridge back there, but relents and will just skate on up to the front of the pack and be joined by Shiv to keep Olive from getting too far, too fast. Got Sharpie Markham at the back of that pack, working fiercely against that Pennsylvania formation. Trans Rollers moving in to provide a bit of offense, and it will be called off. An additional 3 points picked up.
And played, I think that's the halftime so far. So at the half, Pennsylvania 68, Trans Rollers United 60. An 8-point game, one that Pennsylvania got out a very large lead out super early. Transworld United doing a great job just eating away, going on a huge run. So we're going to take a little bit of time off. We're going to be back to you in about 10 minutes with some stats and getting ready to announce the second half of this exciting game.
Go refill your drinks because I feel like there might be more lead changes.
Absolutely.
But yeah, stay tuned. Come back.
Hi folks, Tui Line here, and I'm here to ask you if your helmet is cooked. Whether you're on the derby track or at the skate park, your helmet has one job: to protect you. So let's check out your helmet together and find out if it's still doing its job. Look for the following signs to determine if the EPS foam in your helmet has deteriorated. 1. Physical cracks or deformations. 2. Soft spots. 3. Discoloration. 4. Separation from the shell. 5. Age. Helmets should be replaced every 3 years depending upon usage, even if they appear to be in good condition. 6. Unusual odors. Let's move on to the outer shell and consider your previous impacts. If the helmet has been involved in a significant impact, the EPS foam could be compromised even if no visible damage is apparent. If the strap adjusters, clip, or straps are compromised, your helmet placement might be compromised if you take a fall. Last but not least, if your helmet doesn't fit you properly, it's not going to do its job when you need it most. Your helmet should sit about 1 finger width above your eyebrows and stay put when you're moving around or shaking your head. Visit 888.com to find out about our cutting-edge helmet technology and designs. The most certifications, the latest technology, the best fit. We've got you covered.
back here. Team Pennsylvania up against Trans Rollers United. 68-60. This has been an intense matchup, Blade.
Indeed it has, Cade Silver. What do we have for stats for our first half?
So there's been some really interesting stats. So on the side of Trans Rollers United, Sharpie Markham has gotten leads in all games except once. And the top point scorer for Trans Rollers United is Arrakis. And I think that's kind of the size of it. I mean, Team Pennsylvania had a really strong start in the first 10 jams of the game. Trans Rollers were really able to return and strike back. So let's see how this goes. This is the consolation. This is for third place in the open division. And I'm really excited to see how this shakes out. So it looks like Zora is on the line for Team
I believe
Pennsylvania.
we're just finishing up our raffle amongst the crowd with our lovely tournament head, P. Armageddon, before getting the next game underway because, well, the raffle happens in the ref lane.
Yes. I need to go get some raffle tickets. I always forget to participate in the raffle because I just think my luck is that rotten. But it might turn around. Who knows? I'm going to go buy a bunch of raffle tickets.
You got to believe. You have to have that positivity mindset or something like that. I don't know.
Do you believe in raffle after love? Zora on the... I don't know what I'm doing here. Zora on the line up against Arrakis. Speaking of top point scorers.
Arrakis at the back of that pack, but Pennsylvania's four-wall formation just seems to be moving fluidly. They got that three-wall with an extra capping the end of it, and fresh legs off the penalty. That's Arrakis getting lead jam status as soon as their blocker is released from that penalty box.
Arrakis coming around now for a scoring pass, hits the back of the pack. Takes a little fall, tries to do a straightaway jump, but goes to the inside. Able to get 3 points. Pennsylvania able to steal 3 points. Trans Rollers United with 1 10-point game.
Zora able to fire on all cylinders at the conclusion of the 4 whistles and sneak out a couple extra points.
Did you say all cylinders?
All cylinders.
Okay, I heard all cylinders.
What's a cylinder?
It's like a cylinder, but for a Zora.
Well, I mean, that works.
So we have an official timeout taken by the officials. Of course, this is a crash course timeout. We want to give a shout out to some of our other sponsors. So the captain sponsors for this tournament, K. Wood and Ranzano's Bakery, which provided the King Cakes, Hampton Inn Sweets, Currency Banks, and Ride L.
Back to the action. Who is that jamming? For Trans Rollers.
Oh, it is Trauma. That was so close because Trauma fell down and almost got lead jam, but was still on the ground as Starstruck came in and stole that lead right away. So it was an inch, and
that was a blink and you miss it jam.
It was such a quick jam.
These jammers are so quick.
Here's Starstruck coming back around, and you see Jackson coming around to post up on the outside. Does a little, actually didn't really do much.
You don't have to do much.
Yeah.
Just nice little open lane number 4, and
I
that
know.
centrifugal force helping Starstruck to get around and call it off.
Completely. On the line now, we got Nat Attack going against Olive. Olive trying to find some room in that front.
Oh, Olive losing their helmet cover
no.
in the process. Luckily, though, they do see the party foul and are able to replace it. So I think they can still acquire lead since the helmet cover came off due to natural causes.
That's true.
But
and then
if Evie and Griever.
Yeah, Griever.
Who else is that? Ursa
That's
Mamer
Ursa
have
Mamer.
anything to say about it. It won't be so easily. Here comes Nemesis, though, trying to break the Trans Rollers United apart, and lead indeed will go to Olive.
Hat is off with Nat Attack. Now trying to look, just pushing, looking for Evie. Does a pass. Pass is successful. Evie, though, trying to find some room. Holy Jeez, huge hit there on 50 on Nemesis.
You know what? That just goes to show you why you don't give your chest to jammers sometimes, because they see that Toro flag and they will bulldoze.
It wasn't quite.
Oh.
It wasn't quite legal though, as Evie takes a seat in the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box for a forearms penalty. Ooh, doggy.
We might have to see the replay on that one, hopefully. But.
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a hit. Little offense here from Dash, as Olive now working on a second scoring pass. Goes then decides to freeze Evie in the box, and 4 more points on that. Good call there to freeze Evie in the box. Our great producer Tally with a fun stat. Well, not necessarily fun for Trans Rollers United, but Evie giving up 26 points in that first half when they were the jammer.
I have no idea.
Check it out, man.
Pack moving back on that jammer space. The last seconds roll down. Ohm Wrecker on a power start. And now Evie is back and ready to score some more points after getting an initial pass.
Evie with the hat off already. Buttons serving as the pivot. And Evie trying to find some room.
Looks like a high block will be issued to Ohm Wrecker, so it'll be a power jam for Evie. Evie coming along that back straightaway. 1 left to beat, now 2, now 3, as they quickly rotate in front. Just a testament of Pennsylvania's incredible strategy and how they work together.
Evie gets bumped to the inside there by Mike Honcho.
Great work by Trans Rollers United there, preventing the run back from Pennsylvania too far. They were all set up and they're like, no, you are not running my jammer back that far. Thank you very much.
Big penalty parade in the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box against, again, a continental feast, as they are reading Kant. Kant, not the other word, as in Immanuel Kant. Critique of pure reason.
I was going to say, a parade of penalties, you're a little early for Mardi Gras.
Hey, Super Bowl's next week, too. Ohm Wrecker back in the mix. Evie's on another pass, on a second scoring pass. Almost untouched there. Really nice job.
I don't want to talk about Super Bowl this year. I'm angry.
Oh, yeah. I mean, fair enough. Go Birds. Ohm Wrecker.
Go Meteor Strike. You know what I feel like? I feel like that episode in The Simpsons where Nelson and Bart are racing an apple and an orange, and Ralph's like, go banana. I'm like, I am totally team banana. Go banana, because it is the most useless fruit to roll in a bus. Anyway, back to the action.
What an analogy. Nice work by Evie. Passing on 1 foot. Gets all 4 on that. So,
hey, that was a nice score for Trans Rollers United, but they did add a few more points. That'll bring them up to 73.
So net positive 1 point for Trans Rollers United. Oh, no, JK. They increased it to 12. So, net 0. So, 95 to 73.
You know, keeping us on our toes. Why not?
Yes, 100%.
Looks like Zora donning the star for Pennsylvania against Jamelto. Jamelto getting a brief hit to that inside, but Pennsylvania not quite able to bridge them back. It will be Zora, your lead jammer of record, ready to bring Pennsylvania over that century mark with that full bucket. 1 left to beat on the straightaway, but will be joined by Griever. Griever being called off for a penalty that I cannot identify quite yet.
Zora only
And it's a question mark. The penalty trackers don't quite know either.
Yes.
It's good that we're all confused.
We're all confused. Zora only got 3 points on the pass, 4 points on this pass, though.
Jamelto now with the star in hand. Oh, and it will be a forearm also. Look at that beautiful apex hop by Zora, just making it look easy.
I was looking at nice defense here, knocking Jamelto to the outside. Number 9, that's Pit Bulldozer on Team Pennsylvania.
Blockers being released from our Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box, hoping to create more chaos on the track. Zora still fighting against his formation from Trans Rollers United.
Jamelto just hands on hips, Just not sure what to do against
Oh.
a super strong 2-wall.
That was such a sneaky star
Yeah,
pass.
it was.
Beautifully done. You can definitely tell trans rollers have been practicing their star passes. That'll be Harry Jane, our new jammer of record. Zora now being called up for a forearm penalty, so we will go the full 2 minutes, which is only 20-some seconds left. That means Zora might be still in our Hampton Industries penalty box for the start of the next jam.
Oof, just really penalty heavy game so far. And they are very definitive. Oh, a little bump to the outside there. I think that's by Hurricane Heather.
Hurricane Heather definitely supporting the force out. Sometimes you need a little help from your friends.
Yeah, 100%.
So we have Zora standing in the penalty box. A brief power start going to Trans Rollers United. Looks like Sharpie Markham is going to be our next jammer of record. Pennsylvania putting up 11 points in that jam.
Official timeout being taken. This is a crash course timeout.
Oh, and I'm just checking the comments in the chat. I know bananas are not useless. I'm just saying that they're not ideal for a bowling type of competition.
Right. They don't roll well.
You know, they're kind of like convex or concave or whatever that word is. The crescent moon shape doesn't quite roll predictably.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a situation in which you could roll a banana downhill and you would need something where it'd be very narrow and it would actually help balance it out.
Like you might have to go like top-wise and get it into a rolling motion, but that would be difficult.
Like,
you need a lot of speed.
Like bum over tea kettle sort of situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I pick up what you're putting down.
Might be something for us to try on a boring Friday afternoon. I don't know. Oh, beautiful Jersey whip. I don't know if their teammate was ready for it, but nevertheless, Sharpie Markham using their teammate to get around and secure lead advantage almost right off the whistle.
Markham, Sharpie. A cut again, sending Zora to the box. Oh, geez.
So we're going to have another 2-minute jam. Sharpie Markham now working on the initial.
That was, I believe that is at least Zora's 4th penalty of the game.
Sorry, no, not working on initial. Sharpie Markham has lead. We won't go the full 2 minutes. But they are getting bridged the long way back, along with their teammate Bold Move Buttons.
Oh, and nice call from Trans Rollers United to freeze Zora in the box again. This taking advantage of someone in a penalty spiral. Nice strategy. Doesn't feel very nice when you're the jammer in the penalty spiral, but hey, you're trying to win the game, right?
And I mean, Pennsylvania did it to Evie earlier in the box, so it's kind of like, you know, evening the odds. You do that to my jammer, I'm going to ice your jammer.
Yeah, it's the game. Team timeout being taken by Team Pennsylvania.
Let's give a shout out to Currency Bank. Currency Bank's approach is simple, provide an exceptional customer experience through personal attention, convenience, and the latest proven technology. High tech, high touch. Currency Bank. I'm kind of confused as to what else banks would have besides currency. I mean safes, but that's to hold the currency.
Right. Maybe. Well, I mean, there was a proposal for a national bank and banking to be available in post offices, I believe, but I forgot why it got shut down.
It almost sounds like money bank.
What,
like currency bank, money bank.
Money bank, right? Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
you get what I'm thinking?
Yeah. There's a lot of discussion in the chat about
bananas.
The bananas, yeah. So they're like,
but also this amazing game.
Where do we find round bananas? I love the mental image of a rolling banana.
You might have to try out some plantains. There's a lot of variables here.
I know. If you have a smaller banana, they're not as round at the ends. And, anyways. Back to the action. I think that's Arrakis on the line. Yes, it is. So the high-scoring jammer in half one, trying to take advantage of this power start. Zora is now back in the mix. And
Pennsylvania absolutely locking down at that pivot line, but here comes Evie to try and save the day and split them apart, but no, Nemesis with the hit outside and bridge back. They'll be joined by Dash Ketchum at the back of that pack. Hurricane Heller doing some beautiful work, keeping them in play. Nemesis being an absolute nemesis to Arrakis at the moment.
yeah, that
Zor-
wall there in the back wall with Nemesis and Dash. I mean, it's just
This pack just seems to have come to a standstill.
Yeah.
Zora pushing with all of her might at turn number 2. Hurricane Heller just hanging out in the middle there, trying to keep everybody in play and happy.
yeah.
It's like
Both of
three.
these jammers just grinding at the sad place. A high block penalty sending Dash Ketchum now to the box, seeing if they can weaken that formation a little bit.
Araka's just trying to use every inch of her body to get any momentum with these blockers, but they are not going to let it up so
Nice.
easily. But hey, you know what? If you give up positioning for a half a second, Arrakis is going to capitalize on it and get that lead.
That is a minute and 20 minutes, or excuse me, a minute and 20 seconds.
My.
120 minutes until we got a lead, a jammer.
That is a theme that we are starting to see more and more this weekend.
Well, you get tired in the second half. I mean, these jams just become a huge grind as your legs get more tired. You're on your second, third, fourth game of the weekend. So, TRU with a net positive 1 point on that jam. Thanks for the compliments in the chat. Waterboy, who is on this crew listening. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Oh, I think I can do this math. That is a 24-point differential.
I believe your announcer math is correct.
I did it! If my math teacher could see me now. But that doesn't matter. Starstruck is our lead jammer of record. Trauma getting knocked to that inside. Now the star in hand. That looks like bold move buttons. The pivot ready and waiting for a star pass if needed. And the star stash strategy work. Starstruck trying to get a hit off on Evie, but did not quite good work in their favor, so opting to call that one off.
Yeah.
Let's set up, try that all over again.
Really good job just getting Chase. Just caught up real quick. High fives. Very nice. 4 points.
Quick one and done. Looks like Olive taking the star for Pennsylvania.
Looks like that's going against
Jamelto.
Jamelto. Yeah, Jamelto having a hard time in that last jam, seeing if
Jamelto just
yeah.
busting right up the middle.
And getting chased there by Dash Ketchum. But yeah, lead jammer there by Jamelto.
Oh, it looks like Olive being assessed a penalty, so this will be a power jam scenario with Jamelto in full control. It looks like 2 penalties picked up there by Griever. So they are going to lose a blocker for a full minute and Jamelto for
But
30 seconds.
it looks like there's 2 penalties from Jamelto. So on the display, it looked like there was a multiplayer and a pack penalty, which would be weird for
trauma?
No, not for trauma, for Jamelto.
I couldn't resist.
I know. Here's a view of that initial scrum, and Olive trying to take advantage, runs straight away, and that great
nice
job by
little
Jamelto.
Nice little hug.
Jamelto escapes.
And BD getting jammer hugs temporarily there. That might have been the cause of the penalty, but nevertheless, we are in a Crash Course official timeout.
Yeah, not sure what happened. So Jamelto came in, took that big hit, ran straight into Dash, and then got back up and ran back out. All right.
They get knocked down, but they get back up again.
You're never going to keep me down. So this is going to be a power start for TRU.
I believe that is Sharpie Markham with
Oh,
the
yes.
star for Trans Rollers.
Sharpie Markham going out. Very
Sharpie.
successful in this game so far. Tries to go through butt first.
Doing their best to avoid getting too close to those lines. Not wanting to get knocked out. That last line of defense there for Pennsylvania. Great work by believe that could be Lollyrot. Phoenix being sent to the penalty box. So Pennsylvania now down. Just revolving door of penalties for Pennsylvania and a power jam. Olive reporting to our Hampton Inn and Suites Jammer suite. So Sharpie Markham in full control of this jam number 10.
So if I've counted correctly, and I probably haven't, this is at least 6 power jam opportunities for Trans Rollers United.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's at least that much between Zora and Olive. That's how many jam penalties they've had. Lollyrot in the front, who's been the last line of defense. Again, Sharpie Markham able to dance around them. 12 points so far.
Knocking on that triple-digit mark and chipping away at that lead. Oh, I don't think Olive intended to do it, but Olive did block Sharpie Markham briefly at the top of that apex. Sharpie picking up another scoring pass. That'll bring Trans Rollers United over that 100-digit mark. Let's see the replay on our screen here.
And here's this move here with Sharpie Markham coming in, avoiding that last hit, that last line of defense on the toe stop, kind of turns on one. Incredible move by Sharpie Markham. 16 points on the jam, the highest scoring jam of the game thus far, and bringing Trans Rollers United over the century mark. Drink them if you got them, folks.
And it looks like our Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box sitting empty, so no power start this time. It'll be Ohmrecker out first with lead.
Ohmrecker has been very successful so far in this game, has been able to get multiple leads in this half as well. Nice, get a little bump out there by NBD as Arrakis takes his hat off and able to get through.
Ohmrecker giving some hugs on the outside to their teammate. Looks like Biohazard, but it will be a power jam for a back block for Ohmrecker. So we're going to go the full 2 minutes. Arrakis poised to put some more points on that board and maybe give us a lead change. We will see.
We'll see. Let's not curse it. I mean, these jammer penalties are absolutely killing Team Pennsylvania. They are had a 20-point lead to start the half. There's a lot happening on the track, folks.
Yeah, Trans Rollers doing a great job of maintaining that pack definition at the back, capturing Hurricane Heller as their respective goat, but Ohmrecker now back into the fray. It's like Pit Bulldozer trying to mix up the jammers enough, but no, in comes Evie with the sniper attack. Ohmrecker just absorbing that hit, though, bringing us to a 5-point game. We'll see at the conclusion if there's any more points added, but oh my.
Folks, this become a 5-point game, and I hope we get this replay of Arrakis here coming in and just able to deke to the outside, and deke is very appropriate here. I think this is a Canadian term, and Arrakis is Canadian, right? But able to completely avoid everybody, get those 4 points.
We do call it the juke. Not sure why, but
yes,
juke.
It's a word I learned when I moved to Canada. Oh, there's more points on the board. It's actually 16-15. It is a 1-point game. I'm streaming loud so the sound doesn't clip at the top of it.
This game is stressing me out, y'all. I mean, it's fun, but it's also stressful.
Yeah, it's great. It's good stuff. People in the chat just losing it. Whip Sass goes, Sharpie. And Teeny Tiff goes, let's go, Trauma. I love it.
Let's go.
I love that. I kind of love that. It's like support for you is always a little ambivalent, and I think that's beautiful.
I also like when jammers have in their name randomly capitalized parts, because I feel like that's just permission for me to scream that part of her name. Like there was Horatio.
Yeah, Horatio on New York All-Stars. That was very fun. There's on Trans Rollers United, you have Ripley in all caps. There's Lollyrot.
Lollyrot. I can't do the.
There's a glottal stop on that O if you really. We're gonna take this timeout here. This is a team timeout. Give you a shout to some of our crowd sponsors. Roll One, Allstate Hattie Agency, Nearby Notary, Creative Consulting and Wellness LLC, and Raising Canes. Also, shout out to Roller Derby Athletics, Roller Derby Coaching, Derby Girl Designs, Urban South Brewery, The Station in NOLA, Concussion Roller Derby, hosts of the 2025 MRDA Champs, and Chapman Consulting.
That rolling whistle is usually a good sign that we are about to get back to the action, about to head into jam number 12. 11 and a half some minutes left in this second game.
And it looks like this is going to be a power start for Team Pennsylvania. I did not see what the penalty was.
That might have been what the official review was.
Yeah.
I see an I. Is that in?
That would be illegal procedure.
An illegal procedure of some sort being assessed to Arrakis. So Zora now on a power jam and in full control. Blockers jostling for position at the top of that apex. I'm not sure if that's where you want to sit when your jammers are coming in hot, because that's just asking for an apex jump.
Completely.
But Zora finding room on that outside line, not wanting to waste the effort on the jump unnecessarily. Hey, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Arrakis now with the star in hand, but Pennsylvania not going to make it that easily to pass. That is Lollyrot, the last line of defense, joined by Jackson. Arrakis now skating with all of their might, but the four whistles come half a step too late. That'll be an 11-point jam for Pennsylvania. Trans Rollers United still holding strong at 115.
Yeah, great job there by Zora. Zora now shoring up some of that score by Team Pennsylvania, also breaking that penalty streak that they had been on earlier in the half. So on the line now, we have Starstruck up against Drama. And Starstruck, I don't know how they're able to find
I am starstruck by how they got lead.
I don't know how they
their
are
toe
able to
stops.
get that inside line. It's just really magic.
But I guess you don't have to understand it. All we have to know is that it works. Starstruck hitting the pack, collecting all 4 points, and we'll call it off. Looks like Jam Refs just conferring if any points will be awarded to Pennsylvania.
And here's Starstruck coming around for that scoring pass. So TRU kind of spread out, but that little apex hop, just a little hop, just avoiding that last line of defense hit there.
Oh, there will be 4 points for Pennsylvania. Bring them up to 131. We've got Sharpie Markham and Omrecker. Omrecker trying that inside line. Trans Rollers, though, ready to shut that lane down. Now Omrecker trying that outside. And we've got Samwise Banshee there to shut it down. Joined by, it looked like the Antichrist.
Oh, and great job by Bold Move Buttons running to the front of that back to try to shut the door, but
That was a bold move.
yes, trying to button it up. Now we've got Sharpie Markham with the hat off. One last hit. Avoids, strikes that off, gets through.
Looks like Mike Honcho will be reporting to our Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box just as the jam is called. Oh, and it looks like Pennsylvania also losing Euler. So a pack advantage going to Trans Rollers United. And the pivot in the box, too. So that means there can't be any star passes off the whistle anyway.
So Team Pennsylvania on a 19-0 run for the last 3 jams. Frozen Trans Rollers United sitting at 115. So moving from that 1 point that they had, 1 point game, and getting to one in which they're creating a little more distance. Olive bumping Arrakis to the out.
But smart move by Arrakis.
Smart,
like cutting further to that inside line. And you know what? They're not even phased. Arrakis picking up lead advantage. But good move not letting Olive run them back too far. Oh. Somehow, some way, just hugging that inside line. Olive trying to follow suit, but
Nice.
in comes Evie
Evie.
to shut it down.
Evie just rocking that outside line. Araka's going to keep it going, trying to make up, getting the call from the bench to run it from Auntie Androgen and Olive. There's the different Olive, the Olive on the TRU bench, not the Olive that is skating right now.
There's too many Olives. I mean,
Hey,
I guess you can't have too
You
many
can
Olives.
never have too many Olins. In my family, no. Okay, Star Pass going to Euler as Arrakis is going to keep it going. Euler in. Oh my gosh. Just there
A little bit of friendly fire there.
with Ursa Mamer.
Oh, let's get our replay here. There's Evie's beautiful hit and the
Yeah.
bridge back. Not too far, though. Looks like Dash Ketchum was there to not let the run back happen that easily. And the beautiful side skating by Arrakis. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Lots of encouragement of this in chat. People are like, this is the closest game all weekend. It is certainly
Yeah,
one of
they-
the closest.
10-point game and Trauma.
Trauma?
is
Going
jamming.
against Zora. Whistle goes on a penalty on a tier U skater. Zora pushing this pack in the front, pushing against a strong two-wall now.
Trauma
This-
getting bumped to that infield.
Oh, and Zora getting bumped, drugged back, way back there by Buttons. Bold move Buttons. And Lee Jammer going now to Trauma. As Zora is in hot pursuit. Let's see what they do here.
Pack starting to pick up speed, but as Arrakis comes in, they relent to make a nice formation.
Oh, this
Picking
Trauma.
up, let's see how many points picked up by Trauma. It's like 2 points will be awarded, bringing us to a 9-point game.
9-point
by
game.
Trauma.
By Trauma? By Trauma,
All
perhaps.
kinds of questions.
Questions about 5.5 minutes left to go in this game. Oh, and another point by TRU on the board. So an 8-point game. Y'all, anything could happen here at the All-Stars Southern Skate Showdown.
It looks like Omrecker is going to strike back, getting that lead advantage, but Jamilto only a half track behind.
Omrecker running up this offense, now trying to run a screen to spread him out.
Starting to pick up some speed, and it looks like Jamilto will sneak out at least 1 point.
Two in the sky for Jamilton. No, excuse me, one. Misread the.
And that'll be
the-
3 for Pennsylvania. Let's look at this replay here. How quickly Omrecker cuts to that inside, and it's just a nice little tippy toe stop. And oh hey, I've got lead.
Jamilton loves that.
No big deal.
Excuse me, Omrecker loves that inside line. Has been on it all day. So it's again a 10-point game, 139 to 129. Euler, who hasn't taken the start too much in this game to start against Arrakis. Euler, though, finds that outside line. Lead jammer Arrakis finds lane 4 again.
And that was Phoenix there from Pennsylvania trying to get that last hit on Arrakis, but unable to do so. Arrakis was just too fast. Call off happens. Was it in time to save all of the points? Looks like 2 were picked up by Pennsylvania. We just gotta wait to see Jamrefs confer about trans rollers points, if any.
Okay. Got it. Really great observation by Tally, our producer, says that Pennsylvania's completely swapped out of their defense. They're putting in a different lines, really mixing it up to lock down. So timeout here. This is an official timeout brought to you by Chrissy Crash.
A crash course timeout.
Very-
And why not Cat in the Hat, too?
Cat in the Hat, that was Wax had the Cat in the Hat. Now the Cat in the Hat is checking TikTok
Or watching the stream, possibly.
or watching the stream.
Even though the game's happening right in front of them.
Zora on the line up against Sharpie Markham. Pack is just at a stand still here, just jockeying for position. Sharpie Markham tries to find that outside line.
Yep.
Zora evades a hit there. Finds that outside lane and clear. Evades the last hit there by Griever. Lead jammer by Zora.
Sharpie Markham with the star pass. We will have our new jammer beat Eevee. I think we all love to see an Eevee jam.
Yeah.
Hopefully Zora will allow it. Let Eevee jam. Oh, no. Not that time, I guess. Trans Rollers United now calling a timeout. Pennsylvania now with a 15-point lead as we have 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in this second half of the game. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen for sure. This is, of course, a Chrissy Crash timeout. Shout out to the chat. People are saying, I'm afraid if I blink, I'll miss something. This is a great game. Foxglove Love says, I need to make dinner, but no, I don't want to miss anything. And yeah, I'm all about that. I skated a game earlier today. I announced a game. I am burning maybe more calories just watching this game. I don't know how that happens than I did earlier in the game.
It's the trauma.
It's the trauma?
It's the stress from the
screen switcher. I don't know your name, but like you are sorry to bring you here. Is now just looking at. Yeah, the replay queen is looking at me like give me the side eye.
Don't talk to me.
Don't perceive me.
Don't mention
perceive
my
me.
name, please, bro.
I don't want to be perceived.
Oh, maybe it's one of those situations where they took off work and like told their boss they were sick and were like, I'm at Derby instead. But don't tell anyone. Shh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you played earlier today. Your boss knows.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea why. But you know what? To each their own. Trauma with the star, but
Trauma got the lead.
Starstruck will be out first. Oh no, it was.
Yeah,
How did Trauma get?
Trauma did a little straightaway jump.
Oh, we got a replay on that.
Yeah, Trauma did a straightaway jump at first, got lead, then lost balance, went to the inside, called it off immediately. A really smart call from the bench to ensure that, because you got 2 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the game, and you really want to be able to conserve your time to make up that 15-point differential.
You want to make sure that your moves are calm, cool, and collected, not wanting to take any more trips to our Hampton Inn and Suites sponsored penalty box.
Yeah.
Which is currently sitting empty.
Yeah. All hugs on the track here, folks hugging it out.
All the Derby love.
I know. Haynes Walker says, no matter how this ends, I've been so impressed with this year's TRU team. Yeah, no kidding. Folks are doing work out there, y'all.
I believe this is Trans Roller's second time at Y'all Stars. And I feel like definitely showing that they have learned a few things in the past year or so.
100%,
a thing or
yeah.
500.
Well, they're battling for pride too, because in the open division they got 4th place last year, and so they were seeded 4th, and they definitely want to come back and try to eke up and get the 3rd place, of the open division. So, yeah. Want to give a shout out to our royal sponsors: 187 Killer Pads, 888 Poster Giant, and Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. They've been getting Louisiana's Cajun Bayou gave us a bunch of goodie bags, like every participant. It was really good. Like I really appreciate that.
I'm truly impressed by how much support Louisiana Roller Derby gets here, because we have so many cool swag things, and
there's a lot of support from like the local tourism board and everything.
For after parties, for discounts, all kinds of things. But back to the game at hand, Arrakis versus Omriger. Omriger at the top of the pack, but Trans Rollers United locking down, courtesy of NBD, Eevee, all the rhyming names.
Yeah. Omriger wants to be in the front, just going chest to chest with Eevee. NBD takes a seat in the Hampton Inn Suites penalty box, and lead jammer for Omriger. Oh no, it is forearms penalty.
Going to Omriger. We are going to go the full 2 minutes.
And this is just so consequential for Trans Rollers United. Lead jammer for Arrakis. And you hear the fans, literally the Snap fans coming from the bench.
And the crowd goes wild. Don't let what you see on the screen fool you, because the majority of the crowd is on the sidelines next to us on the dais, and they are amping this crowd up, and Arrakis is here for it.
It is so loud here. No kidding. Arrakis comes in for another pass around that outside on her left skate.
I am just in awe of Arrakis' skating abilities right now.
58 points so far.
And a star stash will get Omricker out with the initial pass. They're sitting at a 7-point game as Arrakis comes back in, collecting points, and will deny Omricker the opportunity to score. Let's see how many more. It's like 3 more. That brings us to a single scoring pass.
A 4-point game. Here is that pass with Arrakis on the replay. Arrakis, she comes around, hits that pack strongly, swings her hips around, comes on that left skate and hops straight forward. What a friggin' jam there for Transrollers United.
Not to sound too Canadian here, but she shoots, she scores.
Oh my gosh,
I mean,
no kidding.
shooting with your body, I guess, because that's how we score the points, with our hips. It's all in the hips.
So Tally gives us a stat from that. I believe Arrakis had 58 points, if I heard you correctly.
Now the highest scoring jammer, 65.
65 for Transrollers
I
United.
think they added just 11 points in that last jam.
Yeah, she surely did. Oh my gosh, there is so much excitement in the chat. Holy cannoli, says Ruru. So many people going TRU, TRU.
And just exclamation points, yes, I can definitely relate.
Just awesome.
And if I'm not mistaken, Arrakis won one of the MVP packages that the skate company sponsored last year. So I think Arrakis is definitely putting that prize package to good use.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
not that they need it. I mean, she's amazing all on her own.
She had a huge game earlier this weekend with Team Canada, and Team Canada playing Black Diaspora later tomorrow. All right, this is the last jam, whether we like it or not.
Who is jamming for Trans Rollers?
Oh my gosh.
Who could it be?
Who could it be? Who could it be?
In case you can't hear the Trans United bench chanting beside us, it's Trauma.
Trauma.
Trying to maintain balance on it inside, but will ultimately be forced out. Zora at the top of the pack. Trans Rollers United, though. Strong formation, forearm being issued to
Okay.
2 of the
lead jammer going to Trauma.
2 blockers from Pennsylvania in our Hampton Industries
3
penalty box.
3 a third.
About to join them
And
as
Trauma just knocking Jackson.
Jackson, though, seems partially unfazed. Just gets back up and he's like, I want another one. Give me some more hits.
And we have
Trauma,
a tie game here.
Bring us a tie game. Get your drinks ready, everybody.
As Zora gives chase, they're going to run it. And Trauma calls it off, but Zora gets through as well.
And Trauma sitting there on the floor just praying for enough points to come out victorious, giving them that 3rd place spot.
And there it is.
Trans Rollers United has done it in the final moments of the game.
Oh no, hold on. And 3 points going to Team Pennsylvania.
They had us on our toes for a second,
I know,
but you know
we were
what?
waiting. A jam rap popped it out. 3 points. 149, 148. Trans Rollers United defeats Team Pennsylvania, 3rd place in the Open Division 2025 All-Star Southern Skate Showdown. Folks, this is why we do what we do.
And I love all of the energy, all of the love for Trans Rollers. You know what, Ace Fox? I too am traumatized, but in a good way.
And let's see this. So we're going to get a replay here. So this is after another penalty by Starstruck here.
Unfortunately, the 2 spots in that penalty box are occupied, so a bit of a confusion as to what to do. And there is Trauma absolutely taking on Jackson, doing a little tango one-on-one.
Oh my gosh!
Looks like we are having an official review.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll give us another jam though, because our period clock had definitely expired.
They could perhaps do a score adjustment. They could surely do a score adjustment off this official review.
Indeed.
I definitely think at the end Zora challenging the points, saying, if Zora gets if Zora gets the full 4, we might have an overtime jam. And if
Ooh,
we
I'd
have an
love to see
overtime
that.
jam, I cannot be held responsible for my actions.
Yeah, you might have to turn down your volume a little bit.
I might have to cry.
It's gonna get loud.
I might pee myself a little bit. I
Oh,
cannot
funny.
be held responsible for my autonomic functions. So let's just wait.
And I mean, you know what? At the end of the game, why not use an official review if you still have it?
100%.
Especially in this scenario, like if you can get another point out and another jam, why
well,
not?
yeah, 100%. You're going to try to make it happen.
We did have another game earlier this weekend where there was a huge score differential, but it was Black Diaspora versus Kansas or one of the state teams, and they wanted one more jam. And I'm like, you know what? You don't get to play Black Diaspora every day. They just wanted one more jam to have fun.
I know, right?
Just for funsies, and the crowd wanted it too. You gotta appease the crowd sometimes.
You got to give the people what they want. And listen, this is a bracket, right? This is the open division. These teams are not competing in ranked play, where a score differential necessarily matters. So why not go for it?
And I'm not even kidding right now. Every single person in this building is on the edge of their seats awaiting the results of this official review.
And so Mad Jack Churchkill, our head ref, and there's handshakes. And that's it, y'all. That's it.
Officially official.
That rolling whistle means the game is over. Trans Rollers United has done it. Hugs up. The Trans Rollers flag on there. Hugs all around.
That game was magical. I don't even know how else to describe it. It was just mind blowing.
I'm just absolutely edge of my seat. I'm just I am losing it.
My heart is racing a little bit right now. They're just explaining the results of that official review. They were looking for a adjustment on the score, but points will stand as awarded. This is our final score. Trans Rollers United trailing the entire game, but giving Pennsylvania a run for its money and just pulling ahead in that last second. But hey, that's when it counts.
That's when it counts. That was such an exciting game played. Oh my gosh, it's just so good. I mean, I love this. Y'all Stars is so fun for this reason. It's my first time coming here. I'm gonna be back. You don't get this at anywhere else. I'm so excited for this.
I have been to all 3 Y'all Stars. I am addicted to this tournament and the energy and the love, the derby love. It is just incredible.
It's a great tournament. I can't. All
right.
We're
gonna see our skaters getting their MVPs.
Yes, I've been Kate Silver.
And I have been Blade.
And thanks to our fantastic producer, Tally, we're out in the next game. What we got is...
It's going to be the juniors. Tomorrowland takes on Druid City. And we're going to wrap up tonight with Red Stick versus Dallas.
All right, so stick around for those exciting junior games. Thanks so much.
Can we call this a Transylvania game? Oh, why didn't you say that earlier? We absolutely would have. Next time. We'll make a note of it. Thank you so much for listening.
Here, and I'm here to ask you if your helmet is cooked. Whether you're on the derby track or at the skate park, your helmet has one job: to protect you. So let's check out your helmet together and find out if it's still doing its job. Look for the following signs to determine if the EPS foam in your helmet has deteriorated. 1. Physical cracks or deformations. 2. Soft spots. 3. Discoloration. 4. Separation from the shell. 5. Age. Helmets should be replaced every 3 years depending upon usage, even if they appear to be in good condition. 6. Unusual odors. Let's move on to the outer shell and consider your previous impacts. If the helmet has been involved in a significant impact, the EPS foam could be compromised even if no visible damage is apparent. If the strap adjusters, clip, or straps are compromised, your helmet placement might be compromised if you take a fall. Last but not least, if your helmet doesn't fit you properly, it's not going to do its job when you need it most. Your helmet should sit about 1 finger width above your eyebrows and stay put when you're moving around or shaking your head. Visit 888.com to find out about our cutting-edge helmet technology and designs. The most certifications, the latest technology, the best fit. We've got you covered.